Hi, I'm Peter Heine Nielsen. I am running for FIDE Deputy President, and I'm joined today by Grandmasters Jan Gustafsson and Laurent Fressinet. Hi, how are you doing?
I'm good. Hi, Jan and Peter. I'm good. It's just incredibly hot here in Paris. It's 40 degrees, so I was complaining to you before the show. I'm planning to complain during the show and again after the show, because this is what I do. So yeah, life is a bit hot these days.
Such a pity it's not a video podcast. If people could see you wearing only your oversized t-shirt and nothing else, we would finally make it big in the world.
But I don't understand. You say it's hot, but I have seen your studio. It's completely detached from the rest of the world. Does the hotness actually make it into this room?
It made it just everywhere. Yeah, I tried to open the window. I tried to close, open. Nothing really works. Yeah, so yeah, it's way too hot. And in Paris, it's very when it becomes hot. It's just a very unpleasant feeling. So yeah. How is it in Hamburg?
We're going to India soon.
Yeah, it will be even better, yeah? But at least in India you have this claim, yeah? Here we are not used to that, so in my place I don't have anything to get fresher.
Doesn't get hot in summer in Paris?
Well, sometimes, but not to that extent actually. It's very, very new.
Climate change.
How's Hamburg?
I think it's warm. I don't go outside. I'm in my basement, so I'm not sure. But I read on the internet 39 degrees. But here it's nice and fresh.
I see. Okay. Well, then I can say that here in Vilnius, Lithuania, no, it's just a normal, average, decent summer. It might touch 30 in the weekend, but that's max. So maybe we are lucky or unlucky, depending on your perspective. But I don't sit in a basement. I have a beautiful view over the city and such. So all good here. You look fresher, Jan. Somehow you've recovered, it seems to me. Or you just had coffee.
I don't know. I woke up 15 minutes ago, got coffee, and I've been able to share your company ever since. But yeah, I no longer test positive for COVID, so that's the good news. Still sleepy, but I can't tell if it's just general sleepiness or COVID effects. It's very hard to tell the difference.
Yeah, or maybe you are missing the stories, the luggage stories from Peter, which normally
never
starts the show.
No, it has finished. I got it back. What do you want me to say?
Do you choose them?
No, I will travel again soon. Maybe I can lose it again.
Where are you going?
Are you going to India?
It's still unclear, but I'm working on it. But, I'm trying to fill in an e-visa at least, so I have the option. So I generally think that it would be reasonable to go there. If you run for something, you have to do it properly.
Oh.
So, that's. I'm trying to be transparent and honest. So let's see. But,
so how's the e-visa filling in going? You need help?
I do feel a bit help, but, it'd actually be very convenient if you help. I cannot figure out how to pay. If there's any chance you could help with that, go
PayPal.
ahead. But
I pay with PayPal.
I tried to do that, but somehow that didn't really work for me. And now, when I try to log in, they say that, you can only try and pay again in 10 minutes. But I had an important appointment with you guys, so somehow it's a bit of a limbo there. I don't know how to deal with it.
Let's do it live on air. Now 10 minutes have passed. Go back there. Try to pay.
Yeah, no, that is true. But that's a good point. But no, I'm trying to get to that. I don't have a flight ticket yet, but I think one step at a time.
For transparency's sake, are you using the money from the GoFundMe for the PayPal and the flight ticket?
I'm afraid not.
No, your own money.
Why not? But it was for travel expenses.
No.
It is, but I don't think that my travel expenses is priority number one. So far, it's my own investment.
Your own investment.
But, you can run to the GoFundMe page and pay if you prefer. But,
I think we've paid enough with this non-stop advertising for your campaign.
I don't see it like that. I see it more as brutal questioning. Well, I thought we would get to the campaign segment.
Are you going to Zagreb?
It seems like I'm losing. No, but that I shouldn't tell you. Also, you're also one of Magnus's seconds. I think my sort of private work for Magnus has to be kept a secret, not to.
Yeah, but you will be seen or not seen in Zagreb. I mean, like, I have French spies.
That is true. No, I'm not gonna go to Zagreb. So that's fair enough. But I have been in touch with Magnus, and we have a plan, or rather, he has a plan. So let's see.
He has a plan to play fast and good and win. Yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah, the usual. Yeah, that's my kind of coaching. Just do what you normally do. It seems to work. So that's that's
what's in Zagreb? It's Grand Chess Tour.
Yeah,
I think so. Yes,
you're supposed to be commentating every day. Yeah, and I will join you for one day replacing. Oof, that will be half. I mean, like, big pressure on me. I will be replacing one day Laurent. Trent, who has a busy life and cannot make it every day. So I was asked to replace him one day, and I thought, okay, let's have some good time with Jan.
Also, Laurent is spreading lies, because I said, of course, when asked, by far my favorite would be Mr. Fressinet. So someone reached out to Mr. Fressinet. Mr. Fressinet said, very busy, hot in Paris, playing Olympiad soon. Maybe one day I can do. And now he's acting like he heroically stepped in for a day to replace Laurent.
Actually, that's true. I see that. I didn't know you was that well informed. I mean, like, I thought I couldn't make up anything to make me look good. But actually, yeah, this is more tricky than that. Okay.
I get daily reports on your availability.
Yeah.
Is it too difficult for you, Jan, to deal with commentators who doesn't have the same name? At some point, I remember that you were doing commentary with Svidler and Leko in turns, and now you take Laurent and Laurent. I mean, is this just sort of to keep it simple?
I switched from Peters to Laurent, but I need a third one because Mr. Fressinet is very busy, preparing for the Olympiad.
Yeah. Well, let's just Google who is the highest rated with that name. Anyway, it's me who's in charge of the episode, and I think somehow we got a bit stuck here. So we're going to move on to the Carlsen Chess Tour, I think, yeah? CCT.
I think it's called Champions Chess Tour.
Champion Chess Tour. Sorry.
That was amazing, actually.
My bad.
So that's
so I gave away my own code.
The Carlsen, the Champion Chess Tour without Carlsen, actually. This time, he's playing most of the events. He's leading, I guess, the tour.
It's more or less the first time he didn't play.
Yeah, it was the first time he didn't play. And, to be honest, I didn't follow much. But, Aronian.
I started preparing for the opponents. And at some point I realized Magnus wasn't there. Then somehow I thought, okay, I will continue having a break. But I don't know what the story was. Well, we can talk about Geary if you feel like it.
Geary lost in quarterfinals, right?
No, he lost the quarterfinals to Duda. Yeah, I think they started with 2 draws. Then Geary declined a draw by repetition or lost, and basically went out.
So. No, I think the main thing that Sevian won the preliminaries, and all these young guys, which we don't see very often in top tournaments, or almost never, they did very well. There are so many of them. By now we'll then talk about Gukesh, but now I'm Erigaisi, Sevian, right, Peter? Why are you laughing?
I'm wondering, do you know who won the event?
Yeah, but
it is fun to see Laurent try to make something up with what he remembers from the lineup.
No, but Sevian won the preliminaries. He won the qualifier.
It is
okay,
true.
Thank you. Aronian won the event, but the main thing was that. Good. Did you expect Sevian to win the qualifier?
No, it was quite
impressive.
He was not even my favorite.
I didn't even know he was playing. I didn't even notice when I saw the list. That was a surprise to me, but
did Jeffrey
I agree.
Qualify?
Yeah. Yeah, let's have a look. So Sevian, Erigaisi, Xiong qualified. Okay, that was kind of small surprise. And Veil is good now. We cannot call Veil a surprise. He's now there for a long time. So, and pretty good at rapid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, but he has been doing quite well in these online events, I thought. Some point he dropped a bit on the, let's say, I don't know how it's called, Chinese power rankings or something like that. But, he had a couple of good results in these
CPR.
events.
And Rajabov withdrew, right? Because of COVID. As far as I understood.
Mm-hmm.
Not
I
sure
saw
if
he
there
withdrew.
was an official reason, but yeah, he did withdraw with half of the four or something.
Yeah. Okay.
So. No, and I thought Aronian was he was good when it mattered. It's also, well, you mentioned the young guys doing well, and I think they have done that in some earlier preliminaries as well. But still, it seems in the end that it's the old guys who sort of manages, right? I remember Ding managed actually to beat Pragnananda, if I recall correctly, and this time it was Aronian who managed to prevail. So I thought generally Aronian was quite impressive. I
have a question. Grandchester is coming up very soon, so it's a rapid tournament plus a blitz tournament. Which one of the two? Which format is the most exciting? Is it Championship Tour or maybe is this Grandchester because people are playing live? Does it matter that much actually? I'm not sure actually. What matters is the name of the players or. What you guys think about that?
I think it mainly matters that Magnus plays, and in this Grand Chess Tour now you have Magnus, and you also have Nepomniachtchi and Ali Reza, who used to be a big chess star before the candidates. That's gonna be a fun event, no? In Rapid and Blitz. Other than that, as a commentator / spectator. To me, it's both fine. You can see the players sitting at home and shaking their heads and so on. It also has some entertainment value.
I don't know why. For me, somehow, over the board events, I care a bit more about. Maybe it's just because I think they take more effort of the players. They actually have to transport themselves somewhere and such, while the other thing you don't. But maybe it's a weird argument, and we're just not getting used to it in a way. But somehow, sometimes you have the feeling if you play from home, it has the exact same level of seriousness. But I could be wrong. But that's just a general feeling. Compare the online Olympiad to the upcoming Olympiad, it's not the same as I see it. Of course, maybe that's a very bad example. I'm not really sharp today either.
All right.
Yeah, it seems like a slow episode, but we're not getting much traction there. We can move on to...
We are getting there. Don't worry, Peter. Don't worry. We are getting there.
Don't worry.
We are just...
We will fight Russian influence in no time.
We are getting close to it.
No hurry. I don't have much either. It's a slow chess week actually, right? But it's Olympiad is coming up, and who is playing? Biel is happening, right?
I can't follow Biel. I'm trying. I can't figure out if they played classical or blitz or rapid. I think they started with, I don't even know, with some
blitz, I think.
Rapid, then they played classical, then blitz, then back to classical. I can't keep track. I can't do it.
No. There was also some 960, right?
I don't know.
I think it was a special tournament, this 960, but yeah, okay, I don't know.
Well, I follow it mainly on Twitter, and I think the first day I thought that Gukesh was the youngest to cross 2700. Then at some point he was the third youngest, and then I think Magnus corrected him to being the fourth youngest.
So who are the youngest ever to cross 2700? Magnus, Wei Yi, Giri? No?
Kayakin maybe? Isn't Kayakin normally there?
I don't know.
Well, I think Magnus tweeted that he crossed 2700 live earlier than Gukesh did, and that was in the Amsterdam NH tournament where I was his second. Wow. Despite it's the only time someone has tried to sell me drugs, so that I recall. Just outside the hotel, standing with Magnus, I was actually offered something. Well, I declined, obviously. I mean,
That is a surprising end.
so no, this was there was just a hotel in the complete middle of. Of Amsterdam, incredibly nice event and such. I don't know why I decided to mention that.
It's interesting. It's the only time. Like, I've been offered drugs so many times.
Yeah, we are in different circles.
No, I don't know.
No, actually, we're not. We're in the same
Exactly,
circles.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, but
Yeah,
just
no,
in
but I
Thailand,
mean-
nightlife alone, like in a month in Thailand, if you go out every night partying, you have no idea like how many drugs you're being offered, even though it's forbidden.
I never had any offer in Thailand.
I'm just trying.
In Paris. No, in Paris you get
Never
you
in
get,
Paris?
You get regularly. I mean, like if you street during the. I mean, if you walk in the street during the night, which almost never happened to me, but when it happens, then you get some deals offer, which I obviously decline as Peter.
Yeah. No, that I recall. But it was a bit strange that, I thought there would be a certainty about who was the youngest players to cross 2,700, but there seemed to be a bit of detective work going on there. But I think at the moment Gukesh is down to 4, which doesn't mean that he's not exactly talented. He seems to be incredibly talented.
Yeah, actually, I heard a lot of good things about him, and I was reading a lot of really good stuff. So maybe him and Erigaisi seems. They seem to have the greatest praise from all the Indians. So,
And they are both on the second team, right? In
actually, the second team is really scary. I mean, like,
No, Erigaisi is
second
on the
team is
first
gonna.
team.
yeah, that's a mistake actually.
Gukesh is on the second.
I think they made a mistake because they in India 1 and India 2 they made a mix of young players and old players. While you make a team with only youngsters. That would be very scary. I mean, like a team with Gukesh, Erigaisi, Sarin, Mendonca, and another guy. I mean, you see all these small guys. I mean, like coming to the game. I mean, I wouldn't like it.
The disrespect thrown at Pragnananda. That you
Pragnananda,
can't even
sorry.
remember his name.
I forgot.
But yeah, all the kids plus Vichy, that would have been the dream team. But what can you do?
Yeah, that's a pity. I would have done that actually. Not just for. I mean, like.
No, but they did it in the Moscow Olympiad in 1994. Well, Kramnik played for the first team that won, but the second team was like a junior team in a sort of Morozevich, Rublievsky, Shvagintsev. I forgot the two others. Of course, accidentally I stumble into a history where I actually won against Rublievsky, but that's a different story. But I think that Rublievsky had a ridiculously good score against me, so my guess is that the lineup was specifically giving him the black pieces against me. But for a change, it didn't work. Then.
Queen's Gambit accepted?
No. I was that young. I beat him in a Chevening Sicilian with the white pieces. Yeah, who would have thought? Actually, I made a night combination that I somehow pinned his pieces on my back rank and won a piece in a complicated, not complicated, but unusual matter. This still great memories for me. But yeah, that is. That was 1994.
2010, Russia also had a junior team as a second team.
I also actually I beat Rublievsky in one Olympiad in 2006, and the funny part that not really funny for him, that it was his last game for Russia. I mean, then he was. He lost to me like round 8, and it was his last game ever in for a Russian team in Olympiad or European Championship. So that was kind of it's okay. You lost to France. It's too much. You're fired.
You're like Shankland, right? You just retired players. By
Yeah.
Them, no? Didn't he beat Kramnik and Polgar or something like this? Or I thought so. Yeah.
I sat next to Graf once when he beat Rublievsky in an Olympiad. That's as close as I came.
Okay. Sure. But Graf was kind of character to play with, right? He was incredibly confident, was my impression.
He was good when he
was
hit
good.
the scene first. He was incredibly confident. Played openings from the 1960s, but just beat everybody. Like, he was very good.
Yeah. No, I remember that he was having some incredible streak at some point with a somewhat peculiar but not wrong chess understanding, right? I mean, It felt just different.
Yeah,
than
different
sort of-
worldview. At some point, I was playing in the national team. My opponent played the Scotch, and at that time I played d4, e takes d, knight d4, bishop c5, bishop e3, queen f6, c3, knight g e7. And he told me, but why play this bishop c5? You can just play g6, get a game. I thought, yeah, okay, but it didn't make sense to him to play this bishop c5, queen f6 theory stuff.
No.
Which, he just had a different.
Why would you play a good move when you can just outplay them with something else? Yeah, no. No, I remember some interesting interviews and such, and he had extremely good results at some point, right? But then somehow it deteriorated a bit.
It's age. Happened to all of us, except for Laurent.
Ah, come on! You're
Except
mocking
for
my poor.
You'll be
aging.
back. You're back on the team in France, in the French national team. You're the only one.
I don't believe in it. I know it makes you happy to bring up the topic.
Very.
But I'm like a part of me, a smaller and smaller part of me still believe in it, of course. But no.
But when you won Olympic gold, you were not also was a bit of a surprise, or
I
you were
won
at
like
your peak of your
individual
career?
Olympic gold.
Yeah, I understand.
It was 2016. I was more in. I mean, like I was still close to 2700. So, I mean, and the year before I was actually 2700. So I lost some. I mean, like 2690 or something. I mean, it was not really a big surprise, I would say. Because I was actually on the lineup. I was bought for just to. I mean, it was a trick, yeah. That's I would score.
You replaced Feller to make a heavy score on board 4.
Yeah, exactly. With even
He also
better
won the
moves.
gold, no? Like,
with better moves on the computer. That was amazing, actually.
who was the captain in 2016? Oshar was back.
No, I don't know who was the captain. Maze was playing. Maze was playing because I don't know who didn't want to come, and he was playing better than now. Libizeski was the captain.
Oh, Libi.
He was moving around and walking a lot around the table, so I don't know.
Of course, sometimes he would stand behind a particular table for a couple of seconds, and then you would make your move, and he would go for a smoking break, come back to a new position.
I have to admit that the France got me fooled in 2010. I didn't think you were cheating.
I mean, like, I was not cheating. Thank you. I mean, like, you can check my. Please do like Kramnik. I mean, it's what Kramnik told me. Like, actually, yeah, we had an idea. Maybe I keep that story for later. Or I do it now. I will do it now. Like after this 2010 episode, where
We should maybe mention the episode. I'm not sure.
Where Feller, I mean, was playing for the French national team and actually got caught cheating later with the phone got, some SMS were sent and so on. So he got convicted and actually he got a 3 years ban, which Peter thinks it's not enough. We should have been.
No, my opinion is different. I think that a player on the France team was cheating, collaborating with the team captain on France, and having SMSs sent from the French Chess Federation office. I think you can make a case for that the team should be banned.
It was not sent from the Chess Federation office. Actually, it was the vice president, where the company she had as an employee Marzolo with IM, and he was sending from the phone of her company, but that had nothing to do with the French Federation. So that's how she found out. Actually, she found out as a boss of the company, but she was also French vice president, French Federation vice president. It's what I mean. Like it could happen to have both. Both jobs. Let's say, Peter, you could be in a few weeks FIDE deputy president and coach of the world champion. So I mean.
How did they do the cheating? So Feller's playing, we know he prepared very heavily because we got reports that he prepared for like 5 hours before every game. Then he sits there at the board. Does he play the opening by himself?
He plays the opening by himself, most likely, 10-15 moves. Because I was I'm 100% sure he was preparing because I was talking to him, like what you doing during a team dinner or something, and then you start talking about chess openings, and it was clear that he knew. I mean, he was preparing. I mean, that was not a bullshit. And then I'm sure Marzolo was sending SMS to Osha, who was the captain.
Osha's the team captain. He's in the playing hall, and he was allowed to have a phone, or he smuggled it in.
Yeah, I think it was allowed for captains still at that time, 2010.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah, it was allowed for captains, which was of course a shame. So and
I was a captain there. I don't think I was allowed to bring a phone. But I was normally drunk, so I don't remember all the details.
I thought you had to go outside. But
yeah, but then anyway, he was taking his phone, and he had his phone. I mean, I saw him with his phone, and but I didn't know he was, of course. And then he was giving the moves to Feller. So then there is many guesses, but I guess he was doing this. It's very convenient, this Olympiad match.
So
because
he would stand behind a board. Yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. If you stand on one side, then 5, 6, 7, 8 on the other side.
Yeah.
But how do you guess the piece, or did Fella have to guess the piece? Because
you just guess the square. I mean, like the square where it should go. I mean, if I tell you like C4, I mean, like if I show you C4, you will probably understand which move you have to play.
Yeah, it's only one legal move.
No, but you can just do full notation, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, G1 F3. It should be
but
simple,
you just do the landing square. I mean, you don't need to do anything else. And I actually Osha was staying always behind people. I mean, at some point I even asked him during the tournament, like, I mean, stop being so close to me because I think you are going to. But he kept on doing it. That was very weird. And then at the end of so they had some suspicion. And the guy was winning, of course, a lot of games. And then the last round, which was, we could still take a medal. And Osha decided to bench Feller, which was a bit weird, and securing as well as a gold medal of Feller. It was 5,000 euros at that time. So. I mean,
so Osha got a cut of these 5,000 euros, or what was his motivation?
I don't know. I got 0 actually for my 2016 medal.
I know they changed it. Yeah,
so
it was only this year. But I think actually they gave the money to, I forgot which Polish player who got the medal. So maybe it was Bartel. I forgot, but. And I'm pretty sure that fella had to pay it back as well.
So we played the same team, MVL, myself, and actually at that time Osha was also the coach of MVL, so he just fired him immediately. And, it was a bit this small period where, if fella is cheating, they didn't see anything, maybe they do as well, and so on. And then, I was supposed to play Vaikanze, so I went to Vaikanze, and this is my story. So I met Kramnik, and he said like, Laurent, don't worry. I checked your games. You play so badly. You are completely out of suspicion. And that was the way he told me that, okay, it's for sure. I mean, like, checking my games, I mean, like, made him much, not suspicious at all about me. That was nice.
That is nice.
Yeah. He was friendly too. No, this was quite a story. I remember.
But for the French team, there were no repercussions, right? You weren't banned, or you
no, you were even. I mean, like, right? I agree that. I mean, like, I was one of the few to ask that we should be disqualified for this. I mean, we are still appearing in the final ranking of Contimansis 2010, which is a shame. We finished 10th or something. I think we should be disqualified. I mean, a small ban would have been actually fine.
Well, I think I remember that. I thought the team captain being involved is somewhat aggravating thing. But, now that we're actually on air and I have to be serious, the French Chess Federation did cooperate a lot to get it investigated. So you can say that they were doing their best. So maybe actually banning the team for a season would have been too much. But it was a strange situation at that time. I think also that made the influence of the rules that they things are checked as strictly as they are now. Right? I think in a later year it even became too much. I remember Nigel Short was pretty upset that he his body was searched at some event, and he was arguing that he didn't have much time left. I'm not sure.
No, and that's
there were Czech players coming back from the toilet with his metal detectors. That was maybe a bit much because it's not usually the way to cheat.
And actually, maybe we didn't get banned because we finished 10th at the end. It was good because after 9 rounds, we was, of course, I mean, like Federer was basically winning every game and very quickly. So we were just, I mean, then you start playing more solid. I mean, at some point we won like 3 matches in a row because he was winning and everyone was making draws. So.
Well, but one thing is your own result, but you could also have messed it up for some other teams. Right?
No, we did. We definitely did.
Well, I mean, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so we had this match against Ukraine. Actually, I remember round 10, where actually Federer took a draw. Okay, we lost 3.5, I think. So that was good, actually. I mean, with hindsight, because we would win that match. Let's say Federer wins and we make draw, we would be probably Olympic champion, which would have been, I mean, like big problem, actually.
Laurent has a story about being almost Olympic champion in every episode, like with a 10-year difference. Like there's been so many chances over the years. But back to Federer, I do recall back then, I don't know the exact timeline, but there were mumblings about him cheating, I think even before the Olympiad.
In Biel.
French tournament and in Barcelona or in Biel,
Yeah, in Biel.
There was something.
Well, there was also European Championship, we were both involved, and there I think Vallejo was trying to gather signatures. That was maybe later.
That was later.
Well, after people knew he was cheating and he was still allowed to play, so everyone.
I don't think he cheated in the Open, but yeah.
But it didn't matter. It was impossible to play.
Yeah, of course.
Once you know someone's
no, but
cheating,
in Biel and Paris Open, actually, people started to suspect him, which I didn't know at all, to be honest. And then it only came later. But it's always the same, yeah. Where you have some suspicion, it's very, very, very difficult, yeah. I mean, to.
Yeah.
No, it messes up everything. I remember the European Championship, I complained that Federer's win gave me a difficult pairing, and Gusti was trying to explain me maybe I wasn't the main victim of the scam, which is, of course, was a reasonable point of you.
Oh, yeah, you had some complaint about the tiebreak system or something, no? There was some
No, that was later. I had an extremely good complaint. I mean, that was about performance rating, but that I can do a separate. I mean, I had like a 6-page protest. The ECU didn't take it, but actually my bodies in FIDE thought that we were so much right and there was so much wrong that they gave me a wild card for the 2011 World Cup.
Wow! But, already 12 years ago, you were using political leverage to get stuff.
I think 11, but yeah, that is true. But no, I got a wild card simply because I think someone, maybe Kasim was telling me, well, I mean, these FIDE guys, they also care a bit about justice and such. They actually have some able to calculate. But it was a very strange system. But the idea was that it's performance rating, and what they wanted to sort of take away the game against the highest rated player and the lowest rated player. And that makes sense when you calculate average rating, but they also took away the result, so everything depended if you have won or lost against these guys. And that was completely... I mean, well, basically I made an example that Parligras, had he resigned without playing in the last round, he would have qualified, but he actually chose to play instead, and then he didn't. And that was some completely bad things, but I think this program shouldn't be about me criticizing FIDE. So I think we should
this will come later.
All right, let's move on. Speaking of criticizing, did you guys hear that Hikaru Nakamura himself criticized our predictions for the candidates tournament?
I heard it was 17 minutes, so I didn't listen to it. But I think we can take a guess. Probably he thought that we underestimated him.
I don't know. Did we?
No, maybe he thought that we did underestimate Nepo.
That's more fair. Although, first of all, I think it's better to maybe criticize predictions when they're being made, not when the event is over, because then you have somewhat more information, no? And secondly, of course, the most outrageous thing was Laurent massively overrating Ali Reza, but that was also because he's French.
Yeah, I don't know. I have to listen. I mean, like, I only actually I should have seen it because our producer is very professional and sending us the summary of what we are going to talk about, but I didn't read it since.
But I put that in.
Yeah. Ah, okay. Okay, so I have to listen to Naka and see if it's fair, but yeah, of course, I mean, I fully agree with you, Jan. I mean, after the tournament, it's always slightly easier. Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. I mean, for instance, at the World Championship match, I mean, Magnus, he didn't speak out against the predictions before, but afterward he says, okay, that he thought it was somewhat insulting to say it was a 60-40 match, right? I mean, there is some reason that you don't take these fights before because you actually have to focus. So, I mean, I think if Naka complains about either us underestimating Nepom or underestimating himself, it's fair enough. And,
no, actually, I mean, like,
Bakro
was much more convincing because he just mocked my predictions, took a bet, then took my money. I mean, like, that was that was from start to finish. I mean, like, super convincing. I mean, like, straight, like, E4, mate, like, okay, no chance. And, yeah, you're an idiot. I'm taking your money. And, and that's it, yeah.
No, it's true. He treats you like you're
like,
right?
okay, I have no clue about what I'm talking.
Yeah.
No, but at some point he even told me like, okay, but you are working for too long for Magnus. You don't realize how real life is, like, I mean, like, because Magnus is so good that, okay, like, we don't get how it is in normal, chess events, like.
I think at some point I was beating you in bets and we had to guess Magnus's first move. But I just trusted to let you choose between two options and pick the wrong one, and I think I was up.
But you are giving away some of our prep secrets.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what the secret is that we don't know what Magnus plays. I think that's fair
it's
enough.
A bit. I know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, maybe I'll be fine. Yeah, could be.
Maybe they will find another reason as well.
Yeah. I don't. He might actually listen to our show. I don't think so.
I really doubt it.
Let's see. Okay.
All right.
Okay, but are we going to apologize to Nakamura or not really?
Apologize for what?
No.
For making predictions?
No. Well, for being incompetent and making predictions. Or maybe, but also, I mean, this idea that you make predictions and if they are wrong, I mean, it's like criticizing Ali Reza. We said that Laurent said that he had 30% chance of winning. I mean, then some of the 70 other percent came out. It's not like that is shocking, right?
Exactly. I mean, okay, Nakamura predicted 15 years ago that he will be world champion. I mean, it didn't happen. I mean, like, okay, many people are predicting many things, like.
Was a bit of a low shot.
I mean, like, okay, people are saying things. You are making predictions. Sometimes it happens, sometimes not.
Also, I think my predictions about Nakamura were pretty good. Like, I think we agreed he's a strong player.
Yeah.
And might have some issues with black against the very best, which is exactly what happened as well. Like, then for the final score, like, Fabi scoring 1.5 out of 7 in the second half, I think was tough to see coming. Ali Reza, you could, I guess, have a debate if just the whole chess world was enamored by this run and overestimated him a bit. But it's also tough to strongly bet against the world number 2, who's 19 years old, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I think Magnus mentioned that, of course, Nepom was criminally underestimated by everyone. But, it could be.
But also a lot of people mentioned that after he won the event. Had Hikaru beaten him in that Petrov, like we might have seen what happened to Nepomniachtchi in other tournaments as well, right? I mean, that's pretty much the point people made that.
Could have played as well.
He could start and then things go wrong.
That's okay.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's always much closer.
We shouldn't weasel out of that. Nepomniachtchi crashed the event and surprised everybody, and that was very impressive.
Yeah, to say it was down to one game is a bit of a stretch. He won by that margin. Yeah. Fair enough. The next note says Dortmund.
My boy Kramnik had to withdraw. He also had COVID. I hope it will be mild for him and he'll recover soon. Now to my complaint. Kollars, German national team player Kollars, who was supposed to play in the regular tournament. Get some practice in some nice classical games. He had to replace Kramnik for this, whatever they're doing, non-castle, chess 960. Last minute, so he prepared for the classical, and then he has to jump into this, okay, you can't castle, but you play these exhibition games, and he was replaced by Erwin Lamy. Why not replace Kramnik by Erwin Lamy directly? I don't get it.
Okay, that's because I saw some weird game yesterday between Adams and Friedman, and I think they were.
So you didn't notice that they had rules. That
Yeah,
couldn't
so it's
cast,
a
you just know that.
four players tournament. Yeah, how does that work?
It's Anand, Kollars, Adams, and Friedman.
Ah, I get it. Okay, yeah, no, of course I understood quite quickly. I mean, when Berlin, Friedman played King F8 and Mickey played King E2. I mean, I thought, okay.
Black doesn't castle in Berlin, something else.
Yeah, I mean, like King F8, King E2 was a weird sequence, with Bishop takes C6, BC6, and this pawn structure. I mean, that was a bit. Then I thought the opening was weird, and then I saw King F8, King E2, and I understood what was going on. To be honest.
Yeah, I haven't looked at these games, but of course, when this non-castling came out, I was paying quite some attention to it. I mean, it's pretty simple. You just, you take your computer engine and then you, play, let's say, knight f3, knight f6, rook g1, rook g8, and you do that on both sides, and you put the pieces back. So basically, you have prevented castling from both sides, and you can start analyzing it. And it's quite interesting. Also, there was this Alpha Zero article about it, which some pretty interesting games.
Actually, what you said is wrong. I mean, like knight f3, knight f6, rook g1, rook g8, rook h1, rook h8 is not. Yeah, well, not yet there.
No, of course, you play knight g1.
And knight c3, rook b1, rook a1. Yeah, it's what you do, when you start analyzing that.
No, you start doing like this, and then you can start analyzing with the engines to see how it thinks about that. And that's. No, I thought it was quite interesting. For some reason, I think Queen's Gambit Exact. They played in some of these games, but it was also typical. They will go King E2, Rook E1, King F1, and such. And you start to realize how important castling is. I think at some point I started analyzing, the starting position, but let's say white cannot castle and black can castle. I think I was wondering if black is winning, but I'm not completely sure if I remember correctly. But I don't know what you guys do in your spare time.
Yeah, no, we don't do that.
Sounds like a fun activity. But what I don't like is that you play this non-castle stuff. Before the Olympiad, before a serious tournament, must mess with your thinking a little bit, no?
To an extent, yes, but might also be a nice, it keeps you fresh rather than having to rehearse theory in a way. I don't think it's that bad.
I want them to rehearse theory.
Yeah, that is true.
The Bundestrainer only wants some opening clash and.
To kill. At least he gets to save all his prep for Dortmund for the event now, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, that is a good thing. But maybe you're right. You should remind him that castling is legal. But, yeah. But also I get your point that this gradual change that they all move. Kollars move one spot to the side and then Lamy comes in rather than just the straight swap. I cannot really explain that, but yeah.
Anyway, speaking of Olympiad, Laurent, did you guys get your hotel confirmation?
No, we didn't. And I will take it for the chicken. It will be the chickens of my week because nobody is complaining openly. I mean, these federations, they don't. You don't get as well because we discussed it before. So Germany doesn't know in which hotels they are staying. France don't know.
They keep sending emails, but they don't get
France
any.
Don't know, and nobody is complaining publicly, which Peter would do instantly.
No,
we're complaining.
I didn't. I haven't heard about this before.
Okay, it's very annoying.
It's like
we're living in
6 days before we're traveling. No?
Yeah.
Like at some point, it would be good to know the hotel.
And I heard some hotels are quite far actually from the playing hall. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's just very weird. It's not a good start. Let's face it. I mean, let's hope that everything that our Indian friends will get everything ready on time. But it's shaky so far.
Yeah, no, I'm sure we'll be fine. But it doesn't feel very reassuring if you don't know your hotel because I think it's been paid like a month ago.
This has happened before, I recall. When upon arrival there is some kind of negotiation and such.
Actually,
do you think, Laurent, that it's a disadvantage for our federations that we supported Peter Heine Nielsen too much?
I heard. I mean, your federation is supporting Peter Heine, while my federation, I think, didn't take any official, didn't make any official statement. And I actually interviewed in one of the FIDE candidates commentaries day the president and of French Federation, and I asked him about FIDE, and he says that probably the French Federation is not going to make any public statement, but he was waiting for actually the websites, I mean, of the candidates, and the programs were not published, so he was, of course, waiting, which made sense. I mean, like, waiting for the programs before deciding, but he said that it's not clear if they will make an official statement or not, but they will see.
Mm-hmm.
No, there's actually some who doesn't want to make a statement, and that I think it's a bit of a pity. It would be better if countries sort of came forward, at least, from our perspective, that, if you want to make changes happen, you have to sort of have the courage to actually stand by it rather than not. I mean, of course, some are arguing that it could have some effects on you, but that's why I think especially the big federations should stand up like the Germans and say, no, we're actually supporting this.
Actually, I mean, to be fair, the campaign started very late, and some of the candidates are they planning to? I mean, like Quatley and Shapeoff, they are not planning to get a website. I guess it's too late already. Yeah, I mean, they don't have a website. I mean, the election is in like 3 weeks. Yeah, 2.5 weeks. Yes, so I mean, that would be a bit weird.
It's not you have a reasonable point there that also ideally the website should be up before elections. Well, we have the same problem, but still, I mean, we haven't been introduced on the FIDE webpage and Twitter account yet. Me and Boris put a ticket. I mean, that they did with some of the others early on and say, yeah, we will do it. But from my perspective, we would rather have the introduction before the elections.
Well, there was a tweet where you were first listed as Boris.
Yeah, but that was all the four teams.
About it, that the timing was wrong because now someone had a Twitter account.
No, that is a different story. But my point is that
my point is it's not true.
Sorry?
You were introduced by the official FIDE Twitter
account. No, you're wrong. There has been announced all 4 tickets are running, but 2 of the other tickets has been presented individually with pictures of the whole team and such. But we would like to have that as well, and I mean, there I think for a change you are actually completely wrong.
No, generally, Jan is only wrong. This time it's completely wrong. So one question: whom do you expect to go till? Because we saw many times, like some candidates, like Nigel Short last time, didn't go until the final race. I mean, just withdrew. Did he withdraw last time or not?
He withdrew after his speech.
Yeah. So you think you are expecting people to go till the final race, countdown, or you are expecting like people like Shapeoff, or you are not going to withdraw? That's for sure. Yeah, since I could, but Shapeoff, Djokovic is not going to withdraw.
Are you gonna give a final speech at the Olympiad, like
that we come
to shift the mood?
So we come and cry if you do.
The delegates that will jump on the tables. Oh, captain, my captain.
I'm not sure that I'm allowed to speak, to be honest.
Yeah, it's only the... So you are expecting Quatley and Shapeoff to go until the...
I don't think I'm allowed to answer this, because that could be seen as sort of criticizing them in a way. And that
you are not allowed to
criticize your campaign rivals?
No, but not in this way, to say that I think they're going to withdraw. I mean, that could be seen as wrong, actually.
Wow.
I think at some point we were told that we cannot sort of... we cannot make a statement, the 3 of us, saying that we condemn dogs.
Yeah, okay. So I will do it instead of you. I'm not running for anything. So I don't think Quatley will go until the end. That he will move to Djokovic. He will make a deal with Djokovic. Oh, he will try to make a deal with Djokovic, or you, or anyone who wants to make a deal.
Yeah, transparent deal with Team Peter.
I can offer him an angry tweet about Laurent. So that's much.
That would be fun, actually. Let's do that, yeah.
Yeah. No, you are right. I think they have taken some precautions in terms of, for instance, you cannot make changes to the tickets. I mean, earlier, let's say some of the tickets would merge, but for instance, should Boris Polic withdraw, our ticket is out. And the only way I can withdraw is that I either have to die or I have to be seriously ill in some way. And
Physically
that's,
ill
up to
or
election.
would mentally count?
Yeah, sure. You're saying that. And you look at my Twitter account of the electoral committee and say,
So
sure,
if
he's
I
out.
if
No,
I
but
phrase it differently, do you think there will be 4 options for delegates the day of the voting day?
No, I don't. I don't think so. You're right. I think there will be 2 or 3. So that's my prediction. But I think we are. I mean, our list is more. I think also there was some not public debate, but debate with the Nordic countries. And Dortmund was asking if we sort of would be willing to work with any president in case we were not elected, and I think we said no. So I think, we are basically not trying to go in that direction. But, I mean, in principle, I'm allowed to... Well, there is also election for vice president candidates, and anyone who loses these elections is allowed to run for it. So that we could do, but I don't think we're going to do
I mean, I was hoping to see your names there, Jan, on FIDE vice president candidate. I mean, you are friends with everyone. You are friends with Magnus, with Giri, with Peter, with your friends in candidates where you had this official dinner. You got your spot to the official dinner. You are like, you are just...
Couldn't agree more.
I mean, like...
But all my networking, it's not paying off.
Yeah.
No FIDE vice presidency, no hotel in Chennai. I get nothing.
No, FIDE vice president.
I sleep on the streets because I'm too close to Peter.
You have so many friends everywhere that I think you would kill the game. You would make...
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. FIDE.
You are getting a hotel in
Czech. Willing to compromise. Like, no transparency. No transparency required.
No, fair enough.
I was really disappointed. I mean, like...
And it's not just that I don't think it's necessary to have transparency in sponsorship deals. I also don't have a general will to be transparent. There's no good will here to be transparent whatsoever. It will all be treated very confidentially.
So, what about FIDE, Peter? Tell us. So, Magnus' deadline is supposed to be on Wednesday, so the day we are recording this episode on Tuesday, 19th of July, 2022.
Wow, very transparent.
So, and it's exactly 12:33 in Paris time.
I just checked.
Too, actually.
I checked Twitter 2 seconds ago. There is no news.
But just Sutowski tweeted this morning that he didn't give any deadline to Magnus.
I think he corrected some news story where they said it was a deadline, and he said it wasn't a deadline. I forgot he had some kind of...
Just for context, we're now on the topic, will Magnus play the match? Yeah. Which Peter knows, but he won't tell us. I read an article...
Knows is too strong. I mean...
Okay.
I read an article citing sources close to Carlsen. Who are these sources always? It's not Peter. It's not Henrik. Who are the other sources close to Magnus?
But they were also close to Chess24, so my first suspicions was you guys.
Wasn't me.
Yeah. No.
Also, not close to Carlsen.
No.
Magnus. Stop ghosting. I know that's Laurent.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was not a clear deadline from Sutowski from his interview. It's true in a way, but he really gave this July 20th as it would be nice to have a final decision, which felt like as a deadline. I mean, to correct people on that is a bit too much, I think.
But I remember in 2014 there was also these debates about deadlines, and again it was Magnus and the FIDE president and Sutowski. So Sutowski he always appears in this discussion as the third guy between the champion and the FIDE president.
You also appeared already in 2014. I saw you replying to Sutowski tweets.
Well, I was Magnus' second, right? I mean, there is some kind of... I mean, I didn't come out of nowhere.
So you were speaking for Magnus in these debates as well?
No, but that I was sort of... still... I think I have a natural role.
Why Sutowski was speaking on behalf of the ACP?
But Magnus was not a member of the ACP, I think. So
I remember I was being asked many times during the training camp if I was a member of ACP. Yeah.
Did you pay the fee? They were going around collecting ACP fees.
Yeah, but at some point I stopped. I mean, it.
No, I actually tried to leave, but I didn't get off the list for like 5 years. So.
You can check out anytime you want. But
you can never leave. No. So, I was actually trying.
So there is no deadline, and Magnus is not going to answer before there is a contract organizer and so on.
No, I have no idea. I honestly don't know. I spoke to him about Zagreb.
I think it's correct, actually. I mean, you have to present him with an organizer, prize fund, and so on.
Well, but it's a little tough if he doesn't say that if he's playing or not, but he's strongly leaning towards not playing, and then say, okay, please give me an organizer, a prize fund of millions, and then I'll say yes or no. Like, it's a gray area, no? Like,
I mean, like,
if I was an organizer, I would like to know if there's a chance he's playing. I mean,
Jan trying to keep his FIDE friends is just amazing, actually.
Well, you think I'm wrong about this?
No, yeah, but
disagree?
Yeah, but I don't. I mean, there is a point. No, I see your point, and yeah, but I don't like to say. I mean, like, you understand my point. That's that I like to say that. I like to complain.
Know your point. I'm just.
No, but I mean, in general, it's what we discussed last time. I mean, if there is a 1 million prize fund or 10 million prize fund, it's not the same. I'm sorry. I mean, for anyone for anyone who's not a billionaire, let's say.
I think that it's reasonable there is some kind of talk. I mean, also, if Magnus is 100% sure I'm not playing, well, he should say it, but he's not retiring. So it makes sense to have some kind of talk, but I assume they have. But, I mean, well, it'd also be strange if Magnus says no, and the next day they announce 100 million sponsor, and Magnus have said, actually, that you should have told me. I think it depends in a way, but, I mean... Well, generally, you should just follow regulations. Is my main point of view. Such. So,
do you think the bidding should be transparent? Like, should the numbers be announced that potential organizers are willing to give?
Yeah. Again, I'm getting this impression that you.
No, he's mocking you. He's mocking you.
Sometimes I do.
He's mocking you. He's mocking.
No, there is this famous picture of Kortsnoy and Öf standing in front of a billboard with 6 different offers. I mean, then you would have cities actually bidding towards hosting these events with public financial.
No, but it's funny that when we talk FIDE...
That was back in the days when FIDE was a sort of transparent and reputed organization.
That's under Campomanes, the good old days, right?
I think I said Öve, right?
I remember under Campomanes there were some debates where to have the Larsen matches, and there was some public bids.
Yes, I mean, well, this one with Kortsnoy was with. Well, it could be that Campomanes won it, but it was definitely Öve who was on the picture making the biddings and such.
Fair enough.
So, yeah. Anyway, but generally speaking, yes. I mean, in an ideal world, you have bid for World Championship matches. That would be.
So, if I'm a sponsor and I want to put up 2 million, I should also make it public that I put up 2 million.
I mean, again, you try. I mean, to a certain extent, it would be reasonable that there is public bids. I would say yes. I mean, again, it's you say sponsor. It could be the host city or something like that. I mean, in general. Normally, when you bid for these big sports events, well, there is a list of criteria, which could be not only money, but different things, and the people bid. I guess that's the same for, when Paris got the Olympiad for IOC and such. Right now, Fress is making some kind of...
I'm ready.
When's the Olympiad in Paris?
2024. I mean, I'm ready.
I'm coming.
I'm looking forward to it, please.
You have promised I can stay at your flat.
Not the whole time, but you can come at some point.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I see. So, I mean, generally I think, yes, that would be ideal. But of course, recently, maybe the problem has been to find...
I mean, maybe you can stay the whole time if I make it to few appeal committee.
Let's see. No.
Should potential organizers, should they commit to the match no matter who plays, or would it be reasonable to say, we give 2 million if it's a Magnus Carlsen match?
I understand the problems and such. I mean, you want me to ask all kind of detail.
No, that was
questions.
genuine for a change, because I was wondering, how would you approach it as an organizer? It's tricky, no?
Mm-hmm. It's a tricky one. I understand that. Of course. Let's say Oslo. It would be strange that Oslo offered a record-breaking prize fund, and Magnus said, "No, actually, I'm not really going to play," and such. So I understand the complications, but I think normally, I would have solved these things in due time with my diplomatic skills. So had we been in charge, we wouldn't be in this situation. But of course, there is a mess to clean up now after Sutovsky. I understand that, but we will try and do that step by step. I might not necessarily have meant everything I said here, so that Sutovsky shouldn't sue me. Ideally,
Wait.
no. On the other matter of Sutovsky, I was told. I mean, someone called me yesterday and asked, of all things, about the FIDE dress code for the Olympiad. And he said that he was confused because some online site says there is a dress code, while Sutovsky's Twitter says there is not.
He said
I recommended him to...
okay.
But his Twitter said there's not. I'm relying on his Twitter.
No.
That's what I said.
That's the
I think his Twitter...
for FIDE, no?
I think that overrules the regulations, right?
He said there is a dress
I don't
code.
know.
Or I'm just...
But I got some nice, clean white sneakers. I'm expecting to wear them.
Yeah, someone asked about white sneakers and it said it's fine.
Of course. Exactly.
I think maybe Sutovsky's. I read it again. It says no formal dress code. Yeah, so it's you're probably safe with your sneakers, whatever that is.
I'm checking his Twitter now. He said he wrote Tour d'Eiffel. He misspelled it. I should correct him, no? That's very annoying.
He misspelled Tour d'Eiffel?
Yeah. I mean, like, he said, instead of saying Tour Eiffel, he said Tour d'Eiffel. He wrote Tour d'Eiffel. With D. Extra D. Come on.
What's wrong with that? It's just Tour Eiffel?
Yeah. It's very wrong.
Okay. I also would have gone for the T.
Ah, really?
Yeah. It's not Tour d'Eiffel.
Shout out.
In Germany, we think it's Tour d'Eiffel.
No.
Just Tour Eiffel.
Shout out to Vingegaard, by the way. Impressive work.
In German, we call it Eiffelturm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Moving on, maybe?
Good for you. Aktestein Norwegian Championship.
Did he win?
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Yeah, he is now both officially the youngest and the oldest ever to win it. That is quite something, I have to admit.
Yeah.
Nice.
That you have to respect. And well, again, poor Hammer, he didn't win, but Hammer will sort of erupt at the Olympics.
That also brings us to the next question. Yeah. Do you have any hot takes on the Olympiad? Norway, pretty good.
Very good.
They have Magnus, Hammer, Arjan Tari, Johan Sebastian.
Who is in great shape, right?
Always. He's won like 4 tournaments in a row, and I saw on Twitter.
Yeah.
And Urkedal.
And Frode Urkedal, who can jump extremely highly.
Yeah. I mean, Urkedal is tough. I mean, it's like...
Yeah.
I think I was the team captain of Norway at some point. He got lost, and he said he got into a bad neighborhood and was attacked by 2 or 3 different guys. And, well, I asked, so did you run away? He looked at me like I was a complete idiot. He said, no, I just, handled them. I mean, I think he's don't mess with Urkedal. It's just a private advice here.
All right.
Useful things. But, I don't know. Aronian seems in great shape. I think USA is favorite.
That is a hot take. USA is favorite. Yeah. I saw a big newspaper, or a big headline, I think, in an Indian newspaper, with Anish also saying that USA is a favorite. Yeah. Like the pundits seem to agree that the team that's 90 points higher rate on average than everybody else is the favorite. Yeah. So amazing. I hope Hikaru can't mock us.
Hikaru. Yeah, let's see.
Even without Hikaru, they're the favorite.
So my personal goal for Olympiad for France is to finish ahead of Germany and Netherlands. This is the only goal.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's it.
Isn't that very negative?
Yeah.
But you're not the favorite, right?
Yeah,
Germany
of course. I mean, Germany is stronger on paper, and Netherlands as well. So if we finish ahead of these 2 countries, then we are doing well.
Uh-huh. In our planning, finishing ahead of France didn't even. It wasn't debated for some reason.
Yeah, but let's see.
It's a bit random.
Okay.
Actually, we will make the next episode from there. Oh
really?
Yeah.
Oof.
You'll be there. Yeah, I will probably come later if I can.
Is there gonna be a Barish Politz campaign booth?
Well, it's an interesting question. Yes, but I mean, well, the rule says that all the candidates shall have equal amount of space. But the organizers is charging quite an amount for it. So I don't know if shall means that it has to be provided for, or they just shall give the option to.
So you want free space?
Generally speaking, yes. I think that that is reasonable when you have sort of been through the democratic structure to get nominated. Then you should get free space rather than you shouldn't sort of drain financial resources of an already asymmetrical campaign situation.
Do you plan to offer some drinks, champagne, for instance, to visitors?
Then,
do you have like backpacks with gifts from your campaign? Like a nice
I mean, you can go
Nielsen plus love equals FIDE.
Go into our GoFund page and deposit some cash.
Wow,
You'll get
second plug
back
for your GoFundMe page today on the show.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm sorry, but we don't have the resources. And I think, on the contrary, you should be impressed with how much we can actually have achieved with so little funding. I mean, so that I think shows some. Imagine, if we actually get some power, how we can, make it from there.
So you're spinning it as a positive that you don't have funding.
I think so, yeah. I mean, we're not using funding on ourselves and such. I think also these days, to start raising money for, a Ukrainian, chess ticket is a bit weird when there's actually bigger needs and such. So I think that is maybe not unreasonable that we will have to cough up ourselves to a certain extent. But you're right that you shouldn't probably expect a Nielsen Boris Polish backpack, or maybe you would like a Nielsen watch or something like that.
I would like a Nielsen.
A transparent watch.
Yeah. To be fair, I actually still have I still have a Kirsten T-shirt at home. I have to admit.
I still have this. I think it's a watch of this FIDE plus love equals Kirsten.
Yeah.
Or was it Kirsten plus love equals FIDE? I forgot. It was a good slogan.
I forgot. Yeah. But also, do you have his comic book? That one is awesome. This was the very early one where he portrays himself as a superhero like Batman. I mean, that was... No, I'm serious. I mean, you see him in front of the sort of Yeltsin, and he comes in and saves everything. No, that is cult.
Well, at least that one. Batman is the best superhero he could choose, no? Because Batman doesn't have any powers. His main power is that he's very wealthy.
Okay, fair enough. Again,
that sounds like an accurate comparison.
Also, if I have to throw in something, I think we have made a protest about that they're using FIDE funds for campaigning.
Excellent.
Let's see. Now you even got some.
Did you have to pay for the protest?
No, I don't think so. So
there should be a fee, like for all your protests. Like no money, no honey.
Yeah. Oh, that is a famous Ali Nihat quote from the.
Is it Ali Nihat? Putin, maybe?
It was Putin, of course. You're right, it was Putin, of course. Yes. We're talking about the European Championship in Silivri in probably 2005, something like this.
There, yeah.
Yeah, it's shocking we have this kind of... Well, also, it probably has no relevance for anyone, but it's just how chess memory that we actually remember some completely unuseful information.
It's catchy. You need some catchphrases.
It is. Yeah. And also it offended me in terms of that... in order to qualify for the World Cup, you have to invest quite a lot of money. You have to go somewhere, pay for a hotel in 14 days and such.
But you could also just complain about some regulations and then get a wild card, no?
Well, no. I had to play this event in France, pay for being there for 14 days, then got completely stuffed because of bad regulations, and then complained.
But it was a lovely place, though.
Not just...
It was nice.
That's too strong.
I also didn't qualify. I think I had to win last round and I drew some guy. It was very sad.
I mean, I'm sorry, but I should also have won to qualify.
I should have complained.
You should have complained. Yeah. Well, you should also have. Well, you should have something to back it up with. I mean, that's the point. So, I guarantee you I was right, and I'm very happy that people like Ken Thompson and another famous mathematician from I forgot. Which country? Some of the former Yugoslavian countries. I've forgotten, my apologies. Maybe Macedonia. But they were backing me up. But anyway, again, we can have a special episode where I just complain about all my complaints.
Yeah, we should have a top 10 Nielsen complaints issued to FIDE episode.
That is true. That is true. Anyway, this episode is not really going anywhere, but we have questions.
I think it's our best episode yet.
Okay. Good, fair enough.
Octopus Knight is saying, does Fressinet like any non-French food?
You think that's funny? Yeah, you like this. You skipped just a couple of questions.
Just reading out the questions.
No, you skipped 2 questions.
But they're very long,
would-
and they're like, okay, we can get to those two. But let's get to the.
Why
fresh
that
food
one is
first.
very interesting.
I
yeah?
think I
Think it'll be
think
funny.
rather do you think that non-French food is actually food?
So no, but actually,
he
no,
likes
actually,
pizza.
I mean, like people are expecting me to answer, but actually, Jan is much more passionate about what I'm eating daily than myself, because I don't. I mean, like I don't take. I mean, I have to eat, so I mean, I'm not. Most of the time, I don't have any pleasure.
You
out
don't
of-
eat for pleasure. You eat for survival.
exactly. So please,
So what do you eat on a regular day? Let me guess. Normally you would get up around, I don't know, 11:30, like if you don't have your kids. So you get some coffee first. I would think you don't get any food.
that's so.
Then it's unclear. I don't think you actually have pain blanc in the house normally. And I don't think you leave the house to get pain blanc. So I don't think you have breakfast. I think you get hungry at some point around 2, let's say. And you meet someone, you try to arrange that you can meet someone for lunch in some restaurant next to your house. Then you eat, then you go back. I don't know what you do all day.
Probably not much.
And then you sit in front of the TV, you watch some Macron debate, Macron saying, "Don't worry guys, I fixed the world." And you order some food, unless you have like a date to go out. But normally I would guess you order food in the evening. And then, I don't know, maybe you have some stuff in your fridge, but rarely, I don't think there's regularly something in there. But if you get hungry late at night, you maybe have some fromage or something. Is that more or less accurate?
This is incredibly accurate. I mean, this is just. I mean, I think you are filming me, yeah.
No, I know your life. I'm studying your patterns.
Okay. No, but okay, this is a bit. Of course, you overdid it, but it's not completely. Yeah.
Where did I overdo it?
Like so the time, of course, when I wake up, the time when I have lunch.
What time do you normally wake up when your kids aren't around?
10:30.
Oh, okay. 10:30. I said 11:30. Apologies.
Yeah, 10.
And what time do you normally have lunch then?
Now, I mean, like I should now. I want to have some food, as you said. So I want to meet someone and a restaurant, preferably close to my place. Yeah, that's better. And get some food. Yeah. So yeah. You.
All right.
Good. I'm going to but I like Japanese Thai food. So many different stuff. But thank you for your questions.
It's interesting
Octopus
you like Thai food, because we spend so much time in Thailand and we would always go to French restaurants. If that
No,
was-
but sometimes no. it's-
I think actually that
that's not true. Actually,
it is quite a difference. That French people, they like to drag people along to French restaurants. When I, for instance, when I'm with Gusti in Germany, I cannot imagine you have taken me to a
But okay,
German
there's a
restaurant.
reason for that.
Wow, are you stereotyping, Laurent? You're not happy when people make broad.
No,
statements.
but okay, I mean, in general, French restaurants are better than German restaurants. What can I say? French cuisine is more, let's say, I mean, like, it's more famous than German cuisine. I'm sorry I know that most of our listeners
Are you sorry
your
for that?
fans, and they would be probably very upset with me. But
No, but you're more proud of your cuisine. I mean, also I've been in Norway. They wouldn't necessarily take me to Norwegian restaurant and things like that. So,
No, of course, but I think it's a problem. I actually dislike it that in Germany and also in the Netherlands, and maybe to some extent Scandinavia, we really don't eat for pleasure. Like people just think, okay, let me get some bread with cheese, and I'll be fine. While
You don't think that's a chess player problem? I mean, that we eat out so much and we do it before our round, so we are stressed and nervous. And
I think chess players
remember-
eat more for pleasure than
really
average,
Okay.
because usually after the game, that's your treat of the day. You go for a nice dinner
Maybe.
to some extent. You try to find a nice restaurant.
I just remember
Relax
some Bundesliga game in Germany, and we sort of had lunch before the round, and Solingen team was also there. It was some kind of very meat-based restaurant, and they come with free drinks to everybody. We said no, we just want to have our food as quickly as possible, nothing else and such. While others actually go there for experience. We just, as you said, we just want to eat as quickly as possible.
I don't have lunch usually before Bundesliga games.
No, that's why we stopped having it basically. Because
But the dinner, I think, is always meant for pleasure.
really, I thought that. Okay.
Anyway, so Laurent likes non-French food. So what's your favorite? Japanese, Thai, pizza? You also like
Japanese. Japanese most
like sushi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sashimi.
Do you order sushi?
Of course.
Okay.
We didn't when you came. I can't remember.
I don't think so.
Okay. Next time I will take you to.
Anyway, there is a serious question here, but also demeans our role a bit. It says if a second's job is mostly about generating computer analysis of opening variations, why the top guy is so secretive about who they work with. Other than the psychological feeling of I got a secret weapon, is there any real practical benefit? In the old days, when people tended to specialize in specific openings, it kind of made more sense to keep secrets who your helpers were. Otherwise, you are being giving the opposition helpful information. Now, though, does it matter who pushes the space bar?
No, I think it does actually. Like, let's say, before the 2018 match, it's clear that we didn't want that Dubov would be seen because he was clearly an expert on Sveshnikov. And actually, we were planning to play Sveshnikov. I mean, we did play the Sveshnikov and slash Rossolimo. I mean, Magnus played, but so we clearly didn't want Dubov to be seen because.
You actually you went out of your way not to use the example in the chat where they said that we were hiding Gustafsson because of his expertise on the Marshall in 2016. You actually came up with a different explanation. Oh, fair enough.
That's true as well. Yeah.
No,
yeah,
I
of
generally.
course. No, I thought about this because it was the most, let's say, clear example, and
pretty,
he was
pretty close to getting revealed. No, like when.
No, but also, yeah, he was, and he was close to getting revealed because he was filmed in some video which was published, and we unpublished it. I mean, we asked to unpublish it, and they didn't see it. So,
but people saw it. No, like Maxime saw it. Like people that are on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like, boom, they spotted it.
So
anyway, to answer the question, I think it's a yes and no situation. If it doesn't matter who pushes the button, people still have specialties and specialist knowledge in some fields, even if it just means they push the button they're more in the past. Also nowadays that engines are so strong, usually, I hope I'm not revealing any big secrets here, but usually every line will be equal in the end. And then it becomes more important to choose, like, where do you go with white, or is this sort of equal acceptable with black or not? So I do think that even though it might have changed, it's not so much about finding the truth, but it's about finding good practical choices, that there is still some human element very much in it.
I agree. I think spacebar pushing is a refined skill. It's not just something that you can do. Well, you can, but no, it takes some. There is some amount of skill in it, at least. Well, I think we have to say.
We have to say that. I cannot. I mean, I would really love to disagree with you, Peter, but I mean, I have to agree.
It's not in your interest.
No. I think. Sorry. I mean, it's a nice try, JJ, to get ourselves to completely crush. But no, we're trying to.
Yeah, to lose our jobs. We are waiting for Peter to become deputy president, and then it's okay. We are safe.
Yeah, let's see. That's true. Okay. Somehow we are getting towards the end. Chickens of the week is a recurring theme. I don't know if anyone has a suggestion.
I do, as always.
Okay.
No, I mean, these federations in general, I mean, people who are not complaining openly about, I mean, you didn't hear about it that nobody, I mean, like 1 week before the Chennai Olympiad, nobody knows where we're staying. So, I mean, like, I think if you complain publicly, it will be faster to resolve the situation. I mean, they probably won't like it. I mean, it's election period, so I don't think it's normal, and people should just openly complain. I mean, I just received a message from a federation. They say we don't have the hotel. I mean, okay. I mean, like, so I'm supposed to complain to my federation or to FIDE or to Sutovsky directly. I don't know. I mean, like, no, they should be more, let's say, a bit more aggressive in a way.
Chicken. It's it's people not complaining, or who's
Yes,
the
they should be
chicken
more
here?
aggressive in a way. I mean, they don't want to complain probably because then you end up in the shitty hotel, and you don't want Dvorkovich to be annoyed at you. I mean, I don't know. It's a bit weird. So I think
You're telling me
Give
I'm
us
going to get a
hotels,
very bad
Frida.
hotel. Yeah.
maybe we.
No. Well, you would
Come on,
like.
you're paying yourself. You can go wherever
Yeah.
you want.
That is true.
Then again, also
Good.
German Federation, or I guess all the federations are paying themselves, right? Just if you go through the official system, you get assigned.
I thought in the old days they were like grouping people based on the recent results.
And
in the
actually, we
Olympiad.
were wondering
I don't know that.
which results are they taking, 2018 or this online Olympiad? I mean, it's tricky actually, tricky topic. Which one are you taking?
You should know. You should know the right guys. Laurent.
I remember I was very unhappy in 2008 when we had the Olympia in Dresden and we didn't get the hotel that everybody wanted to stay in as the hosts,
Yeah.
but we did get a hotel. So please, FIDE, Indian organizers, let us know where we're staying.
We would like to know so we can prepare mentally for where we are staying, right? So you want to be able to Google your hotel, have an idea how you get to the.
Or
plan
just
hall.
complain.
Also, it affects planning. Like if you have like an hour on the bus back and forth every day, you have to prepare differently
I
than if
agree.
you're in the official venue. Like, so it's very important information.
No, but I do expect that the hotel will be far actually, because I don't see a reason why not to give it. Unless you don't want to give time to people in order to complain. That's it. So I
saw the Dutch hotel. It's like a 30-minute drive from there. And if it's 30 minutes, you have to be there to make it through security at least 20 minutes in advance. So you're easily leaving an hour before the game.
So, but how do they know their hotel? Well, we don't know.
I don't know. Maybe they're more connected than us.
What?
Either way, we would like to know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so basically, Laurent has mentioned, if not the whole world, and the whole chess world has changed
Yeah.
today, right?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not.
That covers everybody. Peter, do you want to
covers
single out a specific
No,
ticket?
I think no. That will be sort of double attack. We'll go for the whole world this time.
All right. The world is enough.
Yeah. Okay. See you guys in Chennai then. Okay.
Oh, you're coming.
Well, I mean, I meant sort of see you in the sense that we will be in touch next time that you are in Chennai.
So you're not coming?
like that. I don't know. Is the answer? I think so, but let's see if I get. I mean, it doesn't all depend on me. I have to get visa. I have to get tickets. This kind of stuff.
Visa is very easy. One day.
All right. Yeah, visa, we managed.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Good.
Okay. Take good care. Thanks a
Bye.
lot. Bye bye.